we discuss how the Lil Rod Lawsuit created the investigation against P. Diddy. Wherever Diddy at right now, I bet you he's like, I should have paid him.
Bad lungs. Lungy. Hey, Patter, let this play out, baby. This shit's so mean. Check me right here. I'm on another level. What about this part, Pat? Check it.
BBN. Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, P. Diddy decided to not pay Lil Rod like $50,000, and that created the lawsuit. Okay. So I want to be clear about this. I just want to go over some of the claims that Lil Rod has been making. I want to be clear about this also. We don't know if any of these things are true. And on top of this, I think that it's going to be pretty hard for Lil Rod to actually win this particular lawsuit. What he needs more than anything else is for Homeland Security and the feds and the rest of these guys to do a lot of legwork. Because at the end of the day, he's still a grown-ass man and could have just said, I don't feel like having these sexy escapades with other dudes. So, I'm just saying. With that being said, for everybody that don't know, there are multiple people that's being named as co-defendants. Sean Combs, Lucien Grange, Justin Combs, Ethiopia Netem Marie, I don't know how to say her last name. We're just going to call her Ethiopia. Christina Karam, Chalice Recording Studios, Love Records, Motown Records. There are a lot of people who are co-defendants. I just want to be clear on this. And just so we're 100% clear, that doesn't mean that anyone is guilty. We don't know if any of these people are guilty. Everything that's being said about Diddy is accusations at this point. We do not know definitively whether he or any of these other people are guilty or not. Just so we can be clear, people always can make false accusations. What we do know is that there are a lot of people who are upset at Diddy, and it seems like for the very same reasons. Okay, so Diddy, just so we could be clear, planned on using his relationships with T.D. Jakes to rehab his image. I would like to start from there real quick. For everybody that don't know, I guess everybody does know, sometime I believe in November or September or something, probably October, Cassie had attempted to sue Diddy. Diddy responded and gave her money within a day. The reason why this happened, just so we could be clear, is because the longer she's out there talking about whatever was inside of this lawsuit, the more you're going to have people on the internet and just in general trying to piece things together. So that was just going to create a problem for Diddy. That's one of the reasons why right after the situation happened, who did we see popping up in the news cycle? T.D. Jakes. And what was he talking about? I'm not even going to say it over here, but y'all all know the meme. With that being said, so T.D. Jakes was allegedly, and this is what Lil Rod has in the complaint, just so we could be clear, he was going to use T.D. Jakes and other celebrities. He was going to use the relationship that he has with different celebrities in order to rehab his career. These were the plans. Why did he need to rehab his career? The Lil Rod Lawsuit, which is a $30 million lawsuit, claims that one of the claims, Combs set him up to be assaulted by Cuba Gooding Jr., who is also a co-defendant, just so we could be clear. So Cuba was allegedly touching, groping, and fondling Lil Rod. That's what he says. We do not know if any of this is true, but we do know that Cuba Gooding Jr. has had numerous situations where women and men also have come out and accused him of trying to do adult activities with them when they weren't necessarily about them their adult activities. I just want to add something else while we're talking about Cuba. He has a brother who's an actor. Remember that he was on Smart Guy? He said that his career dried up when he refused some of these advances by males in the industry. I just want to be clear on this. That's what his brother said. The dude that's from Family Guy, I forgot his, not Family Guy, Smart Guy. The brother, not the brother, but the friend of the brothers, I forget the guy's name. He was also on the last season of Deadwood. He was he ended up getting killed. He was a whole grifter. He was a scam artist. He tried to scam George Hurst. It did not work. In any regard, one of the things that said, and it's in the court documents, it says that Mr. Combs had dominion and control over Cuba Gooding Jr. and failed to step in. He said he could have stopped Cuba from assaulting Mr. Jones, but he refused to. Now, see, this is where I think him winning this lawsuit is going to be problematic. I need for you to prove that he could have stopped Cuba from doing anything. Oscar award winning. I think he did win an Oscar. I think. Not 100% sure. And then his career went to like trash. Right? After he won the Oscar, all of a sudden he was in stuff like Snow Dogs. In any regard, the lawsuit also claims that Diddy has hundreds of cameras in his home, and when he has people come over, they take their phones, everything. They don't have anything, but he's recording all of the activities in his home. So I heard somewhere somebody said, if you ever was at a Diddy party, you have been recorded doing something that you probably don't want the rest of the world to know that you into. Also, I want to add, do you see all of these people now coming out saying, yo, why y'all messing with Diddy? Why black people turning on Diddy? I'm going to tell you what I really, really, really dislike. When someone does something against the Most High, a black person does something against the Most High, and then other black people, and believe you, if you're doing things that the Most High is saying we shouldn't do, and then they're doing these things, and then they're being judged by the public, rightfully so, also, might I add, because there's certain things that we're not supposed to do. I don't want to get into the whole thing, because this isn't an attack on the LGBTQ community. We're talking about a rapist. Gabi? That's what we're talking about. So, basically, so these people come out and say that we have to support black people. No! We have to support God and His word. If you are doing things that you're not supposed to do, if you're doing things that are untoward God's wishes, we're not supposed to support that, independent of whatever your creed or your nationality or ethnicity is, because that's ass bananas. We got Slim Thug out here talking about why people turning on Diddy's. We got freaking Tyrese talking about, yo, y'all don't know what happened. I'm going to stand by Diddy. We don't even know what's going on. These guys are on tape, I bet. Don't be surprised if you find out these guys are on tape. Don't be surprised if Diddy contacted them and said, yo, I just need a good word. And they know they don't got no choice because Diddy got the negatives. That's actually a Spider-Man reference because he's a photographer and there's been like in the comic books people. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Also in this lawsuit, They're saying that there was sexual misconduct that was happening on these cameras, just so we could be clear. And people were forced to use drugs, and then they were groomed. There were people he was grooming people. He was forcing people to forcing them to use drugs. I mean, I need to find out more about how that happened. Not saying that isn't a thing, because that is a thing. So basically, if he was doing these things, he was operating a sex trafficking venture. And that's basically what the lawsuit claims. It also says that he was operating this trafficking venture with his chief of staff, Katina Koram and Justin Combs. So with his son and this Katina? Yeah, anyway, so basically what they were doing was they were actually supplying the sex worker, supplying the underage girls. They were then drugging and trafficking the sex workers and could you traffic sex work? Anyway, traffic the sex workers and the underage girls. They were drugging them and then trafficking them. And then in addition to that, he couldn't get them to go along. He used force, fraud, or coercion to get minors into commercial sex acts. So basically, I'm assuming when they mean by commercial sex acts is they were filming these minors. As we all know, because all of the rooms in his home had cameras. In any regard, he also says that he was forced to hire sex workers in Miami, and it's illegal in Miami. Now, this might be easier for him to prove, but once again, how can you prove forced? Like, do you got Diddy on tape somewhere saying, threatening you and saying you better go hire all of them guys with them Jansons out there so they could come sling it? Like, he has to prove. These are things that you have to prove. And you doing these things isn't necessarily proof. So I don't know how this is going to go about. In any regard, just so we could be clear, if you want to know how any of these people were paid, they're saying that Robin Greenhill, that was his accountant, was responsible for paying the sex workers, along with somebody called Frankie Santella. And as we all know, dude that just got arrested, Brendan Paul, and somebody named KK. I do not think they're talking about Killer Kev. And Brendan Paul, who, by the way, played basketball at Syracuse. So I don't know if this was a glow up or a drop off. I can't call it, fam. I call it a drop off because I'm pretty sure he had to do gay stuff. So any of that, in any capacity, I don't care whatever you get after that. In my world, that's a drop off. I'm sorry. In your world, it could be whatever it is. You could also call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. I'm not going to do it, but I won't be mad at you for doing it to yourself. It's like masturbation. With that being said, also, Brendan also supplied guns and drugs. That was the dude that was arrested in Miami. So basically, they even named some of the sex workers. One of them was Young Miami. I don't think anybody is surprised about that. As soon as Young Miami showed up with Diddy, and she was like all over Diddy like that, and she was talking about, yeah, I get monthly, whatever. I was like, yeah, ma, we know what it is. There's also Jade and a Daphne Joy. Now, for everybody that don't know who Daphne Joy is, that's 50 Cent baby mama, fam. Now we know why 50 Cent been at this neck. He been at Diddy neck. Diddy went out there. He called Diddy gay or something. I don't know if this happened before or after he called Diddy gay. Diddy said, I'm gay? Not a problem. I'm going to turn your woman the same ways. Went, got up, brought her in, and there's no telling what they doing behind closed doors with whoever. So they also get monthly payments as sex workers. That's all outlined in this criminal complaint. So I'm not going to hold y'all too much longer. But basically, that's what the lawsuit is entailing. At least that's the information I have on the lawsuit right now. I don't know if this is a winnable lawsuit. I just don't know. And there's no real reason for me to believe that this lawsuit is winnable. But what this lawsuit did do was started the criminal investigation. Like, comment, subscribes, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bowmans. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.
You know the coke good when the police get the fiend chills. To me the streets was better when it was flooded with E-pills.
Caught G with 100 bricks, coming back from Greensville. Judge hit him with 60 years, shit don't even seem real.
Death is guaranteed, all we have is free will.
Your man to turn rat in seconds depending how the streets feel.
Gamble with your life, wisdom only come with time, youngin'. Parlay all day, win or lose, I keep the line running.
I'm just warming up, give me your second, game is mine. Cause I'm scared to do features, cause they know I'ma take the shine from them. Climb the mountain, respect for my stone and I pulled them up. You can't be a big dog when your whole gang full of mud.
We pouring money in the bank,
They pouring purple in they cups.
everybody selling dog food but don't feed the pups.
Park it up, we don't do drive-bys, we walk it up.
You attached to who? Your movement don't startle us. We already know who riding like a charter
I'm
bus.
a bod man, keep me a K, shout out my Charlotte plug. Down south, first time shooting that when I caught the rush.
Yeah, I done did it all, I done seen it all.
If you a lame, gotta pay me for the video shoot. I got it tied and you ain't been in the loop. Lord Mob, all bosses, watch me spin in the coupe. GOC is the army and all the generals shoot. Let's get to that, nigga.